How to build a community cat winter shelter. Step 1. Gather your supplies. They should include one thick styrofoam cooler with a lid, large piece of 6mm black plastic, which can be purchased at any Home Depot or Lowe's, liquid nails and an application gun, scissors and a drywall saw or a large knife, a 6 to 6.5 inch cardboard circle template, Sharpie or nail and string if you don't have a template, a large rock or cinder block, OSB or particle board or plywood board cut to size, a little larger than the top of the shelter, straw or fleece, and optionally a heated pet bed. Step 2. Once you've gathered supplies, prepare to cut the hole in the cooler. It's important to cut the hole before you glue the lid on. This will enable you to remove excess styrofoam that falls inside the cooler when you cut the hole. You can either use a pre-cut 6 to 6.5 inch cardboard template or a string and a nail to draw the circle. You can cut the hole using a drywall saw or a butcher knife. The drywall saw is easier to use but will create more styrofoam pieces for you to clean up. Step 3. Apply liquid nails along the edges of the lid and glue the lid in place. Step 4. Measure the cooler. First, measure the circumference and then add 3 inches for overlap. Then measure from the middle of the end across the top to the middle of the opposing end. This second measurement needs no extra inches for overlap. Step 5. Cut the black plastic to your measurements. Note that 6mm black plastic is ideal. Trash bags are too thin, tear easily, and don't hold up over time. When you purchase a roll of black plastic from a home improvement store, you may have more than you need depending on the number of shelters you are constructing. Think about sharing costs with other caregivers. Step 6. Wrap your shelter like a Christmas gift. Make sure that all seams are sealed in order to keep it waterproof. The entrance hole should be placed high enough to put straw or padding in the bottom. Make sure you pull the plastic tight when wrapping. If the plastic is loose, it's prone to tearing. Fold the bottom up first. That's the flap without the seam. Always remember, the main goal is to keep moisture away from the styrofoam. Step 7. Puncture the middle of the plastic covering the pre-cut entrance hole. Cut the plastic over the entry as you would a pie with 8 pieces. Cut tape strips and attach so that there is an inch of tape overlap on the inside and outside of the hole. Overlap each piece of tape by 1/8 inch. Step 8. Fill the shelter with straw. If the shelter is in a covered area, you can also include fleece or polyester. Check periodically for dampness. Don't use cotton as it will retain moisture from wet paws and breath condensation. If the cats are in a place where you have access to electricity, you can place an outdoor heated pet bed inside the shelter and run an extension cord to an outside outlet. If you use a heated bed, don't add straw. Make sure the shelter entrance is protected so that no moisture soaks the bed. Make sure the heated bed is for pets and outdoor approved. Human heating pads are too hot. and are a fire hazard. Use straw, not hay, as hay retains moisture and can mildew. Step 9. Place the shelter in a covered location if possible. If the shelter is exposed to the elements, face the entrance towards a building or a natural structure to help block weather. Place a piece of OSB or plywood over the top of the shelter to create a slight overhang. This will help hold the shelter down and keep moisture out. Add a rock or cinder block on top to hold the board in place. Make sure the block is not too heavy. Step 10. You can add some catnip to help encourage cats to use the shelters. And that's how you make a warm shelter for your community cats.